The Pacific Ocean, a vast and unforgiving battlefield. Tensions rising between the United States and China have reached a boiling point. A confrontation that was once political has now erupted into full scale war. The US Navy, with its formidable aircraft carrier strikes group, has been given the order engage and neutralize the Chinese naval forces threatening allied territories. As the sun rises over the western Pacific, the USSR Ford, flanked by its battle-hardened carrier strikes group, prepares for combat. Accompanying the fleet are the USS Ronald Reagan and the USS Nimitz, each carrying an arsenal of advanced FA-18 Super Hornet, EA-18G Growlers and F-35C Lightning II guided missile destroyers and cruisers from an impenetrable wall around the carriers, bristling with missile batteries and the flank seaways defenses. Aboard the flight deck, pilots receive their final briefing. The mission is clear. Cripple the Chinese fleet before it can launch a decisive counterattack. The enemy's main force, compromising aircraft carriers, Type 055 destroyers, and nuclear submarines, has been spotted moving toward the South China Sea. With the order given, the sky erupted with fire as US carrier based aircraft take off in rapid succession. The first wave consists of FA-18 Super Hornet armed with AGM-158C anti-ship missiles. Their missions take out the enemy's air defense systems and flagship vessels. Following closely behind EA-18G Growlers, deploy electronic warfare tactics to jam enemy radar and disrupt communications. High above MQ-25 Stingray drones provided real-time surveillance, feeding intelligence back to the carriers, the Chinese Navy aware of the incoming attack. From its carriers, while its destroyers launch a volley of surface to air missiles. The skies turn into a deadly dance of missiles and gunfire as American and Chinese fighter jets engage in high speed dogfights. An F 35C, using its stealth capabilities, maneuvers behind an enemy J 15 and fires an AIM 120 AMRAAM missiles, sending the Chinese jets spiraling into the ocean. However, the US fleet is not unchallenged. A barrage of DF 221D and DF 26 carriers killer missiles is launched from the Chinese mainland. With only minutes to react, AG's equipped destroyers unleash a counter salvo of SM 3 and SM 6 interceptors, lightning to the sky in desperate effort to protect the carriers. Meanwhile, below the surface, US and Chinese submarines play a deadly game of cat and mouse. A Virginia class submarine silently stalks a Chinese Type 093 nuclear sub. With precision, it fires a Mark 48 torpedo, striking the enemy vessel and sending it to the depth of the Pacific. Above the waterline, the USS Zumwalt and allied Burke-class destroyers unleash a relentless barrage of Tomahawk missiles targeting Chinese command vessels. The Chinese fleet respond with YJ-18 supersonic missiles, forcing US ships to deploy their close-in weapon systems to intercept the incoming threats. As the battle reached its climax, the USS Gerald R. Ford, despite sustaining minor damage, launches one final wave of aircraft. The objective: sink the Chinese aircraft carrier Shandong. F-35Cs armed with bunker buster bombs punch through the enemy carrier's flight deck, rendering it inoperable. With its command structure in disarray and its fleet severely crippled, the Chinese Navy begins a strategic withdrawal. As the sun sets on the battlefield, the US Navy stands victorious. Though the battle has been won, the war is far from over. The world watches in shock as tensions escalate further, with both nations preparing for the next inevitable confrontation. What will happen next? Only time will tell. Military drums and radio transmissions are sent. This has been another chapter in the World War series. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel the most intense and high stakes military scenarios are imagined. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more explosive content.